What we're doing now, it makes America an exceptional country, my friend. And that's the exceptionalism that I believe in, and you don't.
I think that's what defines us. I don't think that America is better than any other nation. I do agree, and I'm very happy that our founding fathers put together the Bill of Rights and the Constitution in order that we can have some sort of dialogue between citizens. But I know that at the RNC last week, 17 protesters were unfortunately unconstitutionally arrested. Along with protesters down in Louisiana as well. They broke their constitutional rights that I stand up for, and that shows that me
and what do you know?
Government.
What do you know about the RNC convention, by the way?
What do I know about the RNC convention?
Speaking of truth, media, what do you know about it?
The RNC convention?
Right.
I really have not many words for it. I'm really upset about their gay rights platform as somebody who's.
Do you know that there was a gay businessman on stage?
Yeah, I know, and a Muslim American woman too.
Yeah, you know that. Okay, so
I knew that they were up there, but I know that their platform says they want to, repeal the ability my mom's gay. Like, my mom's a lesbian. She wouldn't be able to marry under that potential presidency, and that hurts me. And that hurts me to my core, to know that my parents couldn't get married.
So do you think that there's a gay marriage in any of the Muslim countries, and there's 1.6 billion people that the
and that's something we need to fight for. And that's
okay, so
right. In Iran, if you are transgender, you have transgender rights.
So right there, we're talking about 1.6, about what, a fifth or so of the world population that denies people the constitutional rights that we're enjoying over here. So is an America an exceptional country? You said that we're the same.
I think that when we disseminate the ideology of American exceptionalism, we have a lot of concessions and demands that we've made here and that we've won.
But we're not the same as Iran. We're not the same as in Indonesia. We're not the same as Saudi Arabia.
Western Europe?
Well, we're pretty close, because you said there is no difference between Western civilization and the Muslim world. So right there, it's one of the examples.
Bernard Lewis is a very good scholar on, and Edward. Have you ever heard of Edward Said?
I don't care about all these names. I have my own, my own ideology, common sense. That's all that I need. We're talking about.
I have my own ideology, common sense as well.
Okay, well, good, but you're throwing the names around, and I don't. I mean, we're just talking.
These two guys, they wrote a really long book, and I have to finish it. I read a brief report on it, but it's what it is. It talks about Orientalism, and this whole narrative that there's an East and the West. And one thing that I want to talk to you about is that if you want to defeat ISIS, one narrative that they pull is the East-West narrative, and the fact that there's a distinct Muslim world against, and that falls into their ideology. When we push and marginalize Muslim communities here in America, people,
How many Muslims live in America?
How many? 3 million Muslim Americans.
So, which is about 1%, less than 1%.
3 million Americans.
Okay, and how do you know? And how many Jews do live in America?
How many Jews do live in America? I don't know.
Well, it's about twice as much. And how many incidents are there? Anti-Semitic incidents versus anti-Muslim incidents?
I'm not going to put one to one because I know that Donald Trump's an anti-Semitic.
He's anti-Semitic. Having a Jewish daughter, having Jewish in-laws, he's anti-Semitic.
Did you see his retweet?
What's that?
Did you see his retweet where it was they claimed it was a 6-pointed star or a sheriff star or whatever it was.
Okay, so
Hillary Clinton.
Okay, if I stretch my hand like this right now, does that make me a Nazi? I just stretch my hand like this for everybody to see. I'm stretching my hand. Am I a Nazi?
Is that your ideology?
No, I'm asking. I just stretched my hand. Does that make me a Nazi? Let me see if it's in the camera. See, I'm stretching my hand. Does that make me a Nazi? Does it?
I don't know the answer you want.
Well, of course
not.
not.
You think it makes you Nazi?
Of course not. I'm Jewish.
Awesome.
Think about it. But how many times, let's say, to use your kind of analogy, that there was a six-pointed star, that because there's 6-pointed star and a bill or whatever, that somebody put probably, do you think that Trump follows every single advertisement, that he approves every single one of them? Of course not. I'm at the...
Do you think Hillary's anti-Semitic?
Well, her in-law is Jewish as well. Of course she's not. The difference, though, is that the support of Israel. And the Democratic Party is not really so much for Israel anymore, as opposed to the Republicans.
Taking major donations from them right now?
Who?
Hillary Clinton.
From Israel?
Like Lloyd Blankfein and some prominent Israeli politicians, and supporters of her, give her thousands of millions.
Well, she's more pro-Israel than Bernie Sanders, that's for sure. And by the way, I say Bernie Sanders button. So, yes, what happened? What happened with this guy?
Bernie Sanders. What happened is that we ran an election in an undemocratic system, the Democratic Party. And what happened actually on campus? I'm gonna and it really shows me that there's people out here who care. We managed to get, through my voter registration, we registered voters 5 days, the month before that you have to do in Pennsylvania, which is a little strenuous, and not a lot of kids knew that you had to do that right before. We managed to get 270 votes on campus for Bernie and 30 for Hillary.
But what are you going to do now? I mean, now that the Bernie...
I'm going to vote in the streets, and I'm going to vote with my feet.
Okay, but you cannot vote with your feet.
What I'm saying is that we need to make political expression a main facet.
I understand, but there's a ballot booth, ballot box, and the choice would be basically
did they win civil rights at the ballot box?
What's that?
Did they win civil rights at the ballot box? Or did they win gay rights at the ballot box?
Okay, I mean, we're talking...
It happened when people got out in the street.
Fine. You can walk all you want.
Yeah.
But the come election day, you go to the polling station, you have a choice of two major choices. Trump, Hillary, and perhaps two other guys. Gary Johnson and this Jill Stein, whatever, her name is. So what are you going to do?
What am I
Bernie Sanders is not going on the ballot. Period. So what are you going to do?
It depends on how the Pennsylvania polls are, but I might not vote.
You might. So you'll stay at home.
I might be outside and I might register.
Okay, outside, but you're not going to be inside the polling. Trump, of course. I mean, it's no brainer.
Yeah.
Make America great again. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
More exceptional.
That's your political expression. I'm very glad you're able to express that.
Well, God bless this country. God bless the Second Amendment. If you want to come to take my business, I'm going to defend it. So I don't believe in socialist revolution. I don't believe in redistribution because, in fact, redistribution has been happening, is happening via taxes. 40% of Americans pay absolutely nothing. They contribute nothing. These are zero liability voters.
Who contribute nothing. Like Apple. Apple. Tim Cook supports.
Well, there we go again. Big corporations. One of the best friends of Obama. Emelt.
Don't mistake me for a Democrat.
No, I'm talking about Obama.
I disagree with Obama. We both disagree on Obama. Okay.
Good. Okay, we found some kind of.
And I disagree with Hillary Clinton very much as well. So
Good.
very glad that we
vote Trump.
No, I can't necessarily vote Trump. I can't do that to my conscience. But I see where why he's gotten so much support, and I see it's because Americans are like me and you are upset and are angry with the system that doesn't work for me and you. So I understand why people are voting for Trump.
Okay.
I would say that when it comes to Trump, he's insulted. Maybe we won't necessarily get in this dialogue, but when it comes to Trump, he betrays my basic values as a human, and so does Hillary.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Nice talking to you.
Nice speaking to you.
I'll give you the card where you can find this video.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
My third interview today. How was it? Was it good?
What?
My interview was solid.
It was atrocious, but well, that's your opinion.
Terrible, man.
It's not about it's not about how you were saying. It's about what you were saying. It was totally mind-boggling. But I'm sad to say that that's your opinion. I completely disagree.
That's your opinion as well. But that's a democratic process, and we're allowed to disagree.
Well, in this country, not in Iran, not in Iraq, actually in Iraq we can today. Not in Saudi Arabia, not in the entire Muslim world.
Why do we support Saudi Arabia and Israel at the same time?
What's that?
How do we do that?
Support Israel
and Saudi Arabia at the same time.
Because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Because Iran is the bigger threat than Saudi Arabia. I mean, to put it in just one phrase.
I mean, Saudi Arabia is a radical conservative Islamic government.
I wish. Well, are you for fracking? Are you for drilling?
No.
No. So here's the answer why. I mean, if you were different, if we could get sufficient amounts of oil, what do we agree on?
What do we agree on? Yeah.
Well, we agree that we agree that Hillary sucks.
Yes. She does suck, though. She does,
Do you think that she belongs in prison?
Listen, there's been a lot of things said, but I know that what it showed us there's a two-tier justice system. There's one for me and you, and there's a justice system for the powerful.
So does she belong or does she not?
Does she belong in prison? That's not my decision. I'm hoping to be a lawyer one day, so maybe I'll be able to help and make that decision. But I'm not an attorney general. I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not
but you can say the full name of Al-Baghdadi.
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm going to use this against me. Abu Bakr al-Husseini, al-Baghdadi, al-Qushari. And there's one more in there that I'm forgetting.
Good job. So you spent all this time memorizing this name,
yes.
And yet, like a simple, I would think, concepts that we discussed, they are like Venezuela. You know nothing about Venezuela. You can explain the Venezuelan thing, right? I got it. All right. Okay, then we'll talk again when we learn about more about Venezuela. How about that?
Yeah, you know, it's good to have opposition, man. It's good to, because you know what it does is it makes you think about your argument.
I hope so. I hope
It
so.
made me think about your argument as well.
I hope
You know,
so.
I understand your ideology a little bit better now, and I hope you understand mine a little bit better.
Well, I hear it. I completely disagree, but you know that's what it is. What can I
disagree
say?
with you, but I understand it. I understand it. And that's all that matters. You know?
All right, let me give you my card.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get
Okay.
it.
And if a company
See ya.
puts GMOs in
Hey,
their products,
my name is Thomas Weber, and I'm a 19-year-old student from Bloomsburg University.
and
Thanks for
go
coming out
vegan.
today.
All right. See ya.
So we're gonna run that
what?
GMO.
Congress demand labeling. We have the right to know. You can grow your own food. You should
At least it's not a condom.
And here's a tip.
Yeah, yeah.
It's something.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
It's
about.
just a joint.
Diverse issues are out